In this lesson, we're going to cover how to build your SEO content strategy. Let's start by understanding just how important content is for achieving your SEO goals. They say content is king, and it certainly is. Content is what makes a website good or bad. Your message, whether you're marketing or self-promoting or anything else, is delivered through your content. What's more, Google can now evaluate content on a web page pretty well in order to gauge how useful that content is. Remember, Google is all about the user experience. Put simply, all the resources you spend on research, content creation, on-page optimization, and link building, which we'll cover in the next section, are all in vain if your content is low quality. To avoid this tragedy and to produce good content to achieve our SEO goals, we need a content strategy. A content strategy is a high-level plan of everything, from how your content delivers to the target audience, to what topics your content should cover, and where and when to publish that content. It's a detailed execution plan and process to get the job done. A plan is important to SEO writers who work individually and business owners or managers who handle the content production team. So let's take a look to see how we build a good SEO content strategy. We start by defining the goals for our content. Ranking for keywords to get organic traffic is the obvious goal, but we need to break down things even more to be very specific. Things like how many topics you'll write about in order to achieve topical authority and what those topics are. This is covered in the keyword cluster lesson. How many subtopics you'll cover, as well as the keywords for each article and the potential traffic volume you can drive to your content. The actions you expect your visitors to take. For example, will they go to a product page or download an ebook or PDF or share an infographic? And how will you measure these actions? The expected ranking of each content piece, and so on. Now let's look at audience research in order to build a customer persona. It's crucial to define who will read your content, and the perfect starting point to define your target audience is to look at what problem your content or product or service is solving. Audience research is basically finding the characteristics of a group of people who have the problem you're trying to solve. There are two types of persona: B2C and B2B. The B2C demographic could include age, gender, location, family status, income, interests, personal goals, pain points, occupation, etc. The B2B demographic, on the other hand, could include job title, seniority, job function, industry, company size, business goals, pain points, etc. The next step is to map your content into a marketing funnel. Think back to the keyword clustering lesson, where we talked about the 3 stages of the customer's journey: tofu, mofu, and bofu. Now your marketing funnel may be more complicated, but basically it will always cover these 3 stages. So when it comes to your SEO content strategy, mapping content into a marketing funnel boils down to allocating articles to any of these 3 stages with detailed plans for content production. Once you're done defining your content goals and audience research, you can decide what stage of the funnel to focus on. For example, if you're selling a new product and you're an unknown brand, you should focus more on tofu content to educate your audience on the problem they may be having. On the other hand, if you're running a mature business in a very competitive space, you should probably shift your focus to mofu and bofu. Now let's talk about building a content production process. The 3 things to consider are content guidelines, execution, and content on page. We'll cover content guidelines in the next lesson, but first, let me walk you through a fundamental content guideline for SEO. Content directions or requirements. These indicate what the content pieces are about, based on your keyword research. Meta tags and URL. This includes all meta tags that need content, which are meta title, meta description, optimized URL, and canonical tag. Headings includes heading 1, which is the main title of the content piece, and headings starting from 2 to 6 that form the outline of the content. Visual includes the images, videos, etc., and all the alt tags for these visuals. Execution. This is simply the part when the content pieces are produced. Content on page. This part of the process is about uploading the content and implementing the on-page work to make sure all items in the content guidelines are well optimized. The content on page side of things will be covered in the section SEO on page. And if you do have a team, remember to define the PIC, person in charge, for all the different elements of the production process to make sure the job gets done. Now that you have clear goals and a process mapped out for your content production, it's time to create your plan with a content calendar. A content calendar is a good way to visualize your content plan. It should be aligned with your marketing and sales activities, and it should be published to your whole team if you have one. That way everyone on the project can be on the same page. The content calendar is also important for the next part of the content strategy, which is promotion or amplification. Promoting your content is an important part of any content strategy. You already know that all your content is not going to rank immediately. That's why promoting your content helps, even when it's already indexed. Amplifying your content, as it's known, can boost your rankings faster. When it comes to actually promoting your content as soon as it's published, here are the best ways: your social media pages, your newsletter, and internal linking. This is why it's important to take care of your social pages like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and so on, and to have a well-designed and engaging newsletter. These things can definitely help improve your SEO content performance. We'll talk more about social media in the social media SEO section. Now let's talk about the last step in our content strategy: content performance tracking and optimization. This is all about measuring the goals you defined in the first step. There are many tools that can help you with this. Google Analytics and Google Search Console are two of our favorite tools. Once you gather enough data, you'll have plenty of ideas and insights to improve your content in order to achieve even better rankings. You can implement your content strategy over and over again to improve your content over time. In the next lesson, we'll be covering SEO content structure. I'll see you there.